Good day everyone! In this video, I will introduce a digital instructional material known as Digital Spin the Wheel. This tool can help enhance learners' listening and speaking skills by encouraging active and interactive participation in the classroom. In this presentation, I will discuss its definition, the steps in creating it, how it can be applied in teaching, its purpose, and its function. To begin, let us first understand what Digital Spin the Wheel is. Digital Spin the Wheel is an interactive online tool that randomly selects learners, topics, questions, or tasks through a virtual spinning wheel. So basically, when we say Digital Spin the Wheel in teaching, it promotes active participation, keeps learners engaged, and help develop listening and speaking skills because learners must stay attentive and be ready to respond when selected. In this activity, I use the wheel to select learners who will answer questions about parts of speech. Since the selection is random, learners need to listen carefully and be prepared to participate at any time. This makes the learning process more engaging and interactive. Now, let us proceed on how to create a digital spin the wheel. In a Google browser, go to 𝐒𝐏𝐈𝐆.com and after that, click Get Started and create your account. After signing up, you will be asked what do you mainly use AHA slides for. So, select what is appropriate for you, but in my case, I selected student. Once done, create a new presentation to begin making your spin the wheel activity and choose the spinning wheel feature. In the entry box located at the lower right corner, input your entries. In this example, you may add the names of your classmates. After adding entries, you can include a title for your spin the wheel, especially if you plan to reuse it for the future activities. To start the activity, click the Present button found on the right side of the screen. Once presented, you can begin using it by clicking the center of the wheel to spin. If you need to add participants later, simply add entries on the left side. To remove an entry, select it and click the trash bin icon that appears. For the application of this activity, I will present a question related to the lesson first. But before we use this kind of materials, we should think and connect it first to the following. The questions may vary depending on the learning objectives of the lesson, the topic being discussed, the learner's level of understanding, the skills or competencies being assessed, and the purpose of the activity. These factors help ensure that the questions are relevant, meaningful, and appropriate for the learners. By aligning the questions with the lesson objectives and learners' needs, the activity becomes more effective in checking understanding and reinforcing learning and encouraging active participation. For better understanding, I have here an example question. So it states that what is a noun? Give one example. After presenting the question, I will spin the digital spin the wheel to randomly select a learner who will answer. The wheel will determine who will respond to the question. Once the wheel stops and a learner is selected, the learner will be asked to answer. Since the selection is random, all learners are encouraged to listen carefully, stay focused, and be prepared to participate at any time. Since Lionel has been selected, he will answer the question. After the learner responds, the teacher will evaluate the answer and determine whether it is correct or incorrect. Based on the learner's response, the teacher will then decide on the most appropriate approach, such as providing feedbacks, clarification, or further discussion. This activity promotes attentiveness, active participation, and engagement while making the learning process more interactive and enjoyable. For the presentation, you may connect it to a television or a projector in order for the participant to easily see the materials. Now, let us proceed to the purpose of the instructional or learning materials. To promote active participation among learners. This encourages all learners to take part in the discussion instead of being passive learners. Second bullet, to improve learners' listening skills. Learners are trained to pay close attention since they may be called to answer anytime. Third bullet, to enhance learners' speaking skills. Learners are given opportunities to express their ideas and answer confidently in front of the class. Now, let's move on to the next part, and it is the function of the instructional or learning material. The first bullet is to create an engaging learning environment. It makes the lesson more interactive and enjoyable, increasing learners' interest and motivation. Second bullet is to encourage attentive listening. Since learners are randomly selected, they need to always focus on the discussion. Third bullet is to develop critical thinking. Learners are challenged to think quickly and correctly when answering questions. And last bullet, to build confidence in speaking. Regular participation helps learners become more comfortable in sharing their answers aloud. In conclusion, the digital spin the wheel is a simple and effective instructional materials for teaching, listening, and speaking. It encourages participation, develops communication skills, and makes learning more enjoyable for learners. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy our video for today.